How are you today?
I'm
Wonderful.
pretty.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Uh, why is it good to be a villain?
After you, Mel. Okay.
Oh man, ooh, that's a hard one. Good and villain are a little bit two different things. Um, I think it's good to be a villain because shoot, oh my goodness, that's a
I,
tough one.
I stumped you.
That is a hard one. It's weird because in a way, it's like it's good to be a villain because you have like okay, you have a place to start, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like you can
Okay.
go from being a villain to being a good person. Like for example, in this show, they're having to go from Centropolis, their whole old home, and they have to come and hide in Texas. I mean, that's a pretty big difference, and they have to learn how to be a normal family.
Anything to add to that?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's a whole thing about being a superhero that's about, you're constant, like the whole point of being a superhero is to be of service. Whereas as a supervillain, you can kind of act on your own ambition and
Hmm.
you can do whatever you want. And then you have the superpowers as the means to get what you want. And so to play that, to be a supervillain and, to use your powers to your own advantage, is really cool. But I think over the course of the first season, we see that the lines between superhero and supervillain are actually kind of blurred. They're not as concrete as people might think.
When I talked to Caden and Isabella,
Yes.
I said, who's going to have more fun this season, Hartley or Amy slash Havoc? And I personally think it's going to be Hartley because she's going to get to be probably a little bit more mischievous than she's ever been before.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
boy. Hartley has been so much fun to like watch, just as like a fan of our own show. Um,
That's a good thing.
I know it's great, and Hartley is definitely like the catalyst for growth in this family. She pushes them to go outside of their comfort zone so much, but also she has to take on like the brunt of all this, family's, you know, like shenanigans, and she has to take it all. And she handles it so well, and Kaden handles that character so much, so gracefully. And so it's awesome to see like how they test Hartley and what they put her through, but she always finds a way to fix everything, and she really brings everyone together. So I feel like Hartley's going to be put through a lot, and I think a lot of things in the future are going to, a lot of the big things in the show are going to go through her, and it's going to be really fascinating to watch.
I agree.
For your character, Reed,
Mm.
he's kind of stuck and maybe even a little conflicted. So, how is that for you to play that?
He's incredibly conflicted. I mean, I got that vibe from the first episode when we shot the pilot. I knew it was going to be a challenge to play Jake, but it's a challenge in the best way, because there will be scenes that the writers have specifically made to be like, Jake doesn't know what to do. He's in a very tense situation. On one hand, he wants to act morally good. He wants to you know use all this work that he's done to become a better person. He wants to do that, but at the same time, he was raised as a villain, and it'd be
Very
so
true.
much easier if he could just use his super strength to get him out of the situation. But he can't because of the moral complications that's going to have. So sometimes he has to cut loose. Sometimes he doesn't. It's always changing. He's never stuck in one spot. And so for me, that's really fun because I don't
Yeah.
know which way he'll land. But, the one thing that's consistent is that he always wants to do what's best for everyone, even if that means, going a little chaos every once in a while.
And Malachi, your character just got his powers. So how do you handle that? How does he evolve over the season? And what's the best shape you've transformed into so far?
Oh, I'm gonna start off with the best shape. The best shape
Ah,
so far. I turned into some pretty interesting things. My favorite was when I got to turn into a dog, and I turned into the cutest Australian Shepherd. Wait, what
yeah.
was his name? Kippy or Chippy? Kippy.
Kippy, yeah.
Kippy, yeah, Kippy. Literally one of the cutest dogs I think I've ever seen in my entire life, other than my 2 dogs that are laying right here.
Oh.
But yeah, that's definitely my favorite shape. My shape I've shifted into. But I think that yeah, I mean he gets his power finally after waiting for a long time, and because he gets it while he's in Texas, he doesn't really have that experience of being an actual villain with powers like his other siblings. And so I think that kind of leads him to not use his powers so much for a good or a bad. Okay. It's more or less he's using them just to have fun and be a kid.
Well, he definitely does have fun, and you guys are so great. I think this show is a lot of fun. And thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.